Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And again, we're going to look beginning sections 1 and 2. Listen to how the poem begins. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume, you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me is good belongs to you. Invitation, right? Directly addressing the reader. What is the tone of this poem? It's just so optimistic. It's celebratory. Do you feel that? Everything that's good about me belongs to you. It's this inclusive tone that we get here at the beginning. Also, sense of being almost leisure, right? Resting. I leaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air. Now look at this long line, y'all. Born here of parents, born here from parents the same, and their parents the same, I now, 37 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping to cease not till death. Wow. In case you're curious, I wonder how old Walt Whitman was when he penned that line. You want to guess? 37 years old. Yes. Creeds and schools and abeyance. What is a creed, right? Those are religious statements of belief. For example, Christianity has the Apostles' Creed. It's a summary, in a nutshell, of the different tenets, beliefs of Christianity. I don't know what a school is, right? So those statements of belief and schools, those institutions of teaching in abeyance. Interesting idea here. So we're going to take those ideas about belief and learning, and we're just going to retiring back a while, sufficed at what they are, but never forgotten, right? We're just going to retire them. Retire those creeds, retire schools, that learning. I harbor for good or bad. Look at that dichotomy, that duality that Whitman has here. Good and bad. I permit to speak at every hazard, nature, without check, with original energy. Houses and rooms are full of perfumes. The shelves are crowded with perfumes. I breathe the fragrance myself and know it and like it. The distillation would intoxicate me also, but I shall not let it. The atmosphere is not a perfume. It has no taste of distillation. It is odorless. It is in my mouth forever. I am in love with it. I will go to the bank by the wood, and become undisguised and naked. I am mad for it to be in contact with me. This is something that would have got Whitman in a little bit of trouble, right? He's so in love with nature, just the atmosphere of nature, right? Not the perfumes that people create, right? He wants to get away from that, get out into nature. He wants to get so into nature that he's busting out. The smoke of my own breath. So in other words, it's cool morning. When you breathe on a cool morning, right? You can see that you're blowing steam, right? The smoke of my own breath. Listen to this next line. This could get me fired. Echoes, ripples, buzzed whispers, love root, silk, thread, crotch, and vine. My respiration and inspiration, the beating of my heart, the passing of blood and air through my lungs, the sniff of green leaves and dry leaves, and of the shore and dark-colored sea rocks, and of the hay in the barn. Physical union with nature, right? Did y'all catch that? Physical union, coming into contact with it, union. A few light kisses, a few embraces, a reaching around of arms. Nobody's here with Whitman. Nobody's here. This is just Whitman and nature, physical union. the play of sun and shade on the trees as the supple boughs wag, the delight alone, or in the rush of the streets or along the fields and hillsides, the feeling of health, the full noon trill, the song of me rising from bed and meeting the sun. Listen to these questions that Whitman is posing to you and me, the reader, his companion. Have you reckoned 1,000 acres much? Have you reckoned the earth much? Have you practiced so long to learn to read? Yes. Yes, Walt, I have. Have you felt so proud to get at the meaning of poems? Yes, we all have. We're taking this class together. Boy, when you sit down and you read a poem and you find the door to open it and pull out the meaning and you start to dig in there, yeah. Stop this day and night with me and you shall possess the origin of all poems. Ooh, there's that invitation that we saw before, y'all. Stop, come with me, and guess what you'll find? The origin of all poems. You shall possess the good of the earth and the sun. There are millions of suns left. You shall no longer take things at second or third hand, nor look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on the specters in books. No, y'all didn't get that? Okay. You shall no longer take things at second or third hand. Okay? Right? This ties back with creeds in schools and abeyance. When you come to school, what do you get? You don't get your own, right? You get what's filtered through some bald guy like me, right? Just kind of parroting little things. He says, right? Not do that. You're not going to look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on specters in books, right? All the books and such that we have. No. Put those behind. Now listen to this. You shall not look through my eyes. In other words, Walt Whitman says, you're not going to look through my eyes, nor take things from me. You shall listen to all sides and filter them from yourself. This is amazing. This is amazing, guys. Whitman is saying, right, by going through and reading of this poem, what will we encounter? We will encounter a new way of seeing things. We'll encounter a new way of living, right? Whitman is going to be our guide. He's going to be our prophet, carrying us along. He tells us that we need to leave behind all those things that we're familiar with, that we've grown up with, and we just recite and then regurgitate. That's not learning. No, we have to see and do things for ourselves. Wow, what a start to this poem. The next section that we'll take a look at, it's going to be section 21. So, of course, it's impossible to go through and dig deeply into all these different stanzas and all these different sections, but I urge you not just to skip to section 21, but to read through and then get those pages and get ready to mark.